Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of Final Fantasy 13. So we have just unlocked this area behind the red barrier. We're going to go through a lot more Cieth Stones that are here, as well as unlock another new area that's going to unlock even more Cieth Stones. And what's funny is that we could have technically gone here earlier in chapter 11 before we even did any of this stuff. But it got slightly neglected, but fear not, we're going to basically make sure we get all these different Cieth Stones done and get them all done well. Now, we're going to go first for our teleportation Cieth Stone. They're always very useful to get. I accidentally cut out the first time I did this because I didn't get a 5-star, but you know, just go along, do this, and then you'll get the 5-star reward. Well, sorry, the completion reward with your 5-star reward. It's just up above there. But just before we go there, I kind of wanted to then scoot back and take a look at the different treasure chests that are here, because there's a couple of useful accessories. And basically on accessories, there's an achievement, the very, very last achievement on the list. Select every single weapon and accessory, which means getting every accessory and upgrading every accessory and transforming every accessory to their maximum. Which of course takes a lot of time getting the accessories, getting all the raw materials to level up the accessories, and getting the transformation catalyst to upgrade in tiers the different accessories. One interesting glitch, I just left it in here, but it seems like Hope is actually too short for the hitbox of this flying enemy to actually catch him, because I'm literally like, come on, I want to open this treasure chest, come on, hit me, catch me please, Mr. Flying Cieth Monster, hello. And basically I end up changing characters to Fang, and is able to bonk Fang on the head. But yeah, it looks like I'm too short to get it. It was just a simple Cieth fight, nothing too extraordinary. And then the treasure chest was really lame as well, so I was like, ugh, what a waste of time. But luckily you didn't have to live through that. I was able to cut a lot of it out. But again, just run up here to reach the mark, and these guys are really easy to like sneak up on, which is great.
That's how it's done.
But later on in this episode, I'm actually going to go to a really handy list of all the different accessories and stuff, and how you can basically get them all, and how you can track them all using this really handy site. But for now, it's 5-starring all these different missions, and thankfully, now that we have our Aurora Scarves, we basically can wipe out all the different little arm feats. And if I just had a tiny bit more strength, I could have probably beaten that in one massive combo. But that's it. Game over. 5 stars.
Didn't even break a sweat.
And now we can also teleport over here. So, as I say, with linking up with the Mahabara Underground and all these other bits and pieces, like we're getting to be able to move around the map really freely, which obviously is brilliant, because we're going to have to go back to places like Tenjin's Tower and stuff. So the more teleportation areas we have, the quicker we can kind of hop, skip and jump around the map. Now I'm really mortified because it was only after filming. I thought because there was a little chocobo jumpy spot, the little yellow circle, I thought you could only get up there via chocobo. And so ages back, I then was like, oh my god, I have to run back to like the behemoth area, collect the chocobo, and run all the way back. I was like, this is ridiculous. But if you look on the map, or like the area in general, there's actually like a broken pillar, and the characters can jump on that pillar and then jump up here again. So I was like, why would they put the bloody chocobo thing down? But anyway, we have Zenobia, the Butcher, and it's one of these like undying Cieth enemies that's like really scary, and it's one of the ones that's going to unlock our Exorcist trophies. So for Exorcist we have to defeat all of the undying Cieth, And those are specific Cieth stones. And then when you beat those particular ones, we then unlock a super secret one that's basically the final boss. As in like the most challenging mission of all of them. So, but what this thing does is it kind of fakes us out a bit. Because here we have the summoning of the Undying. Giving really like Resident Evil 4, Ouroboros, like zombie, parasite-y, not niceness. And even the audio, guys, the audio sounds making me gross out. We have a little Tonberry, and it just is able to like one-shot this Undying Cieth, and we get literally the same cutscene where like whenever we beat other Undying Cieth, it's like little gem went away. We get that same cutscene, but now it's like we have to fight a Tonberry that just one-shot a Cieth. Like, what is all of this craziness? But the Tonberry isn't even that hard, and like I literally feel mortified because I'm literally butchering our synergist rolls by not just going into synergist and like putting on braver and faithful, because I'm putting on haste, Hope is doubling up on haste. It's really ridiculous what I'm doing. I'm just really poorly putting it on. But as you can see, his stabs instant debuff. So look, he gave Hope a little cut, and now he's gonna have less buffs on him as well. But he's vulnerable to debuffs, so getting deprotect, getting all those very useful. See, now Fang doesn't have Protectra. That's been nullified away. We still have our haste and stuff. And then it's like, let's just get poison and deprotect on. And now at this point it's like, righto, we have our Bravera. So he's deprotected. End of. So I really don't know why they were bigging him up in the cutscene when he was very simple to take down. And even then it was like target time 8 minutes. I'm like, this was very unusual to have it be that easy. I don't know whether I'm just really cool. But yeah, 5 stars, there you go. We get Hermes sandals, which are great. They can put on auto haste when you fully upgrade them. Because again, we're going to be upgrading a lot of our accessories and our bits and pieces as we go along here. So the second half of the video might be a little bit boring, but it's also just, there's a lot of accessories, and this is what you're going to have to do in real life. So you may as well hop along and see the pain with me, instead of me just loading in a video being like, yeah, I just did all this off screen. You know, good luck. But I think, at least with the accessories, an awful lot of them are quite similar. And what I mean by that is, there's an awful lot of like critical bar fire, critical bar water, critical, you know, all these things that give critical buffs, and then you can upgrade them to give auto of all these different buffs. So like auto protect, auto bravery, auto faith, things like that. And basically the collection that are like auto vigilance, auto haste, auto bravery, auto faith, they all use the same transformation catalyst, just the same as all the ones that are like resist fire, resist water, all of them use the same transformation catalyst to like level it up to the next stage. So really, you just need to kind of figure out, okay, if I'm on this little batch of accessories, I'm going to need 4 or 5 or 6 of this particular transformation catalyst. And basically, the Adamantoise or the Adamanchelids, okay, they basically are going to be your new money grinding friends. And I'm going to get into it a bit later, but basically what you're able to do with the Adamantoises is that once you're able to defeat them, you can use summoning to defeat them, or you can just like, because summoning, like what we did with the death trick with Vanille, when you summon it breaks both their legs and you're able to kind of get rid of them in one rotation before they can stand up again. What's very useful with getting lots of money, because the Adamantoises drop platinum ignits, which sell for 150,000, and the Adamanchelids drop gold dust, which sell for 30. So what's really useful is that if you put the game in the settings option if you put the game on easy mode, you will get normal drops way more often. Nearly guaranteed if you start putting on collector catalogs and things like that. Chocobos are another good way of getting bits of money as well. But as you can see here, we're going up to our mark. And our mark is actually an adamant shell that we can fight to get gold dust from, to help fund this expedition for not only the particle or the organic and inorganic materials to level up our stuff, but also the transformation stones that allow us to, you know, tier them up to the next tier of their ability, I guess. The whole thing with these guys, they stomp and hit everybody, so it can really interrupt the flow. And all we want is Bravera and Faithra. And then once we get there, we're going to just put on Deprotect, and once Deprotect lands, we can go over to... Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to be doing this. Just go straight over to the Tri-Disaster. Oh my goodness, this is why I didn't 5-star this. I was just fooling around. But yeah, no, just be way more aggressive. Once you have Deprotect and Shell, you can... Renew doesn't dispel, but the Stomp does. But yeah, could have done that way quicker. Just stay on the offensive way more and you will get 5 stars. Like, that was just really poor form on my part. Should have gone straight to bloody the Tri-Disaster. But anyway, you got Scarletide as a rare drop, so the common drop is actually gold dust. And what's handy is that when you go to easy mode in the settings, you're able to basically get guaranteed gold dust because you're never going to get the rare drop. And if you've the collector's catalog, you're going to be increasing your drop rates that are already increased by the, you know, the fact that you're on easy mode, you're getting higher drops anyway. So anyway, I then was going through a little checklist, and then I put the checklist up on screen later. But I was like, okay, bangles. We have the iron bangle, silver bangle, tungsten bangle, mithril bangle, platinum bangle, diamond bangle, adamant bangle. So these are all our different HP stuff. And then you basically can go along and you go, righto, adamant bangle, can we have the capability of getting that to its next tier? And then you look at the warrior or the power glove. So really, like, once we have all the ones lower, we don't need to worry about them. We just need to get the highest one to the highest tier. Now, obviously, we could just upgrade all these platinum bangles to diamond bangles and on up we go. But that's going to cost way more money. But at the same time, if he wants to have a bajillion of the really good accessories, so be it. But at the moment, our adamant bangle is on that amount, and we have these brawler wristbands that we can turn into warrior wristbands. We can then turn into power gloves, but also all we have to do is get the power glove to its next tier and the next tier beyond, and so on and so on. So literally, there's a link in the description. It'll have the checklist for all the different accessories. You don't need to have one of every accessory, you just need to have an accessory of each type in your inventory at some point. So like that, we had our general belts, and an adamantite brought it up to the champion's belt. That's one ticked off our list there, and that's the max tier then. So there's no reason to improve any other general belts, and the black belt is also there. So like those 3 are done basically. Same with the rune bracer. Is like the rune bracer is tier 1, the witch bracer is like tier 2, and then there's a magus bracer at tier 3, and then we have like both the royal and the imperial. So like those are kind of the 2 tiers of that. You have an ember and blaze ring, and then there's a 3rd tier ring on top of the blaze ring. And like it'll make more sense once we like see it. But again, there we get the blaze ring. And then so for all these resist ones, you need uranites to improve the resist accessories. So your frost one is also going to use uranite. So again, frost ring there, hopping in, going down. Oh, I tell a complete lie. They need different ones. I had such a memory of like the, oh sorry, no, the uranite is the, because yes, it was the flame ring, and then to move from flame ring to like the boreal, like the top tier one, needs the uranite. I was right, shouldn't have doubted myself. I am not leading you astray. But again, here's the fulmin ring, which basically is the second of 3 tiers of lightning resistance. We need to just give them 2 of those, get them to 35%, and then we need another uranite, but we've ran out. But again, Riptide, let's just get them all ready, so that we're ready to basically improve them when we get more uranites, basically. So that's basically what you're going to be doing. You're going to be putting together tons of money like that. We can see at 394. You know, just buy a bunch of particle accelerators, because these don't need tons of money to get to the top tier, but they do just need a good bit that we can kind of just plow along with these perfect conductors. So again, Giant's Glove, and then Perovskite is all of the, I suppose, resist ailments. So you're going to need lots of Perovskites, you're going to need lots of uranites for all these different, like resist deprotect, resist deshell, resist poison. All of those are going to need Perovskites. But as I say, you can also just power up all these different things, the glass orb. Like, I was originally putting in like the 3 times to use less of those, but I'm like, the difference of using 2 and using 5 for the purposes of using 36 of the other ones, I didn't see the overall benefit. But as I say, pearl necklace, just keep leveling up everything you have, pain dampeners, like all of this will obviously make more sense once we see the full list. But literally I was just going down this list being like, okay, I have a white cape, let's get that star leveled. Do I have the transformation catalyst? Probably not. And as I say, when it comes to certain bosses, these high resistant ones are going to be like really useful, because certain ones like D-Brave cripple your character's ability to do good DPS, which then means they're not going to 5-star really quickly. Now obviously there's an amazing accessory, the Super Ribbon, which is like resist all ailments 45% or something crazy like that. But again, I then go look and I'm like, okay, I have the critical, I have the auto protect, I don't really need I don't need to like upgrade it again. So we have the auto protect, we have the critical protect, so like those are basically the 2 levels of the accessory that we need. So again, these ones are the ones. So we have critical and auto shell, that's grand. And then we just need to make sure we get at least auto all the different abilities. So there's critical faith, and we don't have auto faith, so we need to upgrade that. We have critical veil and auto veil. So again, it's just literally getting everything to start, and then once things are started, check if you have the prerequisite thing there. So we have the ice charm, and this is the tricky thing. All the different charms, so fire, ice, water, earth, wind, you can collect all of those in the Arctile Steep at just different treasure chests, so you can't miss all the charms, but those are a kind of big list, and it's one of the ones that I needed to kind of have a double check on. But again, we have another little subsection with all the brooches, so bar fire, bar thunder, and again, we just need that to go from critical bar fire to auto bar fire. And obviously those need a particular transformation crystal as well. What's handy is that there's a the Tetra Crown and the Tetra Tiara. So those are already the two stages there. But what's interesting, guys, is that if you feel like you're missing anything, you can buy them in the shops. Do not feel like under pressure if you can't find something that you're missing. Just literally go into the shop and check all the different accessory sections and just make sure you have a little one beside all of them. And just make sure you buy them all. So again, we have the Zealot Amulet. We're going to just categorize them there now for a bit of ease. And again, we're like, okay, we need the auto-vigilance stuff, so let's just fire these in. And in reality, they just need 600. I kind of was throwing way too much into them. So don't be like me. Have yourself some extra Purvis Guides. So we bought some of them. And then it's just a case of, right, I now know that all these auto stuff needs Purvis Guides, and I bought some extra Euronites with the money there. So really, when it comes to this part of the game, it is just hopping on and doing those Platinum Ignet grinds. And just here is basically the checklist. I kind of just recorded myself going through it. And so this is like the weapon section. So I'm like, Lightning has the Flamberg, the Blaze Fire is what you start with. We have the Axes, we have the Edge, we've upgraded those. We've upgraded those. We've upgraded those. And basically you'll see here that like at the very bottom, they just have their third tier weapons. And basically the Omega weapon can be created by using a Trapezohedron on a Flamberg, on a Razor Carbine, on a Peacemaker, on a Durandal, on the Ultimate Weapon. And basically what each of the tier 3 weapons do is it gives the ability of its predecessor. So if for example we used it on the Axis Blade, it would have attack bonus ATB and an extra ATB segment. So when you have the Ultimate Weapons equipped, you have 6 ATB segments. And basically when you're looking through this list at the very top, the first ones are their default weapons. So you should, unless you've sold them, have all of those, and you just need to upgrade them. Then you have other ones that, you know, if we look at Snow, we've gotten his Paladin one, we've gotten all these ones, and you'll see here for Lightning and for Snow, Organics and Sacrificial Circle, these are missing. And that's because these can only be purchased in a particular shop that we still haven't had access to yet. It is, it will be unlocked in a future episode. But basically we then need to have money to save up for those particular weapons and to get them to level 2. Now what's handy is that you don't need to maximize level 3 weapons, because first of all, maximizing level 3 weapons takes so much money. Well, it's well worth it, their stats are incredible. But you only need to get everything to level 2, and then you don't need to upgrade them beyond that, because you're more than likely going to make one ultimate weapon. There's no reason to upgrade all the tier 2 stuff to star, so you can then have the potential to level up all those different ones. And that's basically the program. You just double check what you have, and if you're missing it, you can either buy it from one of the shops or the new shop, Gilgamesh Inc., when we get there. And now, as I said, for the bangles, just look along. Like the gold bangle was there, but I was like, odds are if I have a Mithril bangle, I've probably unlocked the gold bangle by upgrading a titanium bangle. And I'm pretty sure like before Back Handless you unlocked one as well. But it can just be really tricky because it doesn't tell you what you've necessarily gotten. So sometimes getting a tier 1 one and just leveling it up from scratch, if you're panicked that you've missed one, will mean you won't have missed a step, basically. And again, we're just going along and just ticking off what's there. The Kaiser Knuckles and the Magisterial Crest and the top tier HP bangle, they all need Dark Matters, which we can buy, but they also drop from an enemy that we haven't had the chance to look at yet. But like that, now they've gotten the Champion's Belt, the Royal and Imperial, the Boreal Rings, the Nerd Rings, like all these different ones. As you're looking through them, I was just going along making sure, okay, do I have this? Do I have that? What do I need to get various transformation catalysts? And what's really useful is once you know, okay, I have the top one, you just know it's just a matter of getting the transformation catalyst, getting some inorganic materials and upgrading them. But as you can see, as we get further down, you have items like the gold watch. You have items like the Genji gloves and the ribbon. So there are certain items that we haven't gotten yet. And as you'll know from the growth egg, we got those from certain late game missions. So do not panic if you don't see them or you haven't seen them yet in the playthrough. This is basically everything I've collected on screen. And I know for a fact that I pick up the fire charm potentially off camera, but I'll highlight that to you guys. But they're basically all on the Arctile Steep. Just I'll open up the map at some point and we can look at it all together and basically go, if you haven't picked up any of these chests, go find them. But again, the charms are where I get annoyed, because I'm like, oh, we definitely had the ice charm because that's the one I upgraded to the 20-sided dice. But like wind and earth charm, we just have to basically find, you know. But that's pretty much this episode, guys. A few more accessories to collect, and I'll chat to you next time.